What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here. Today, we're going to be going over this motorcycle incident where this rider went a little bit too wide in a turn after or during a group ride and hit an electric fence, and he's in the grass, and all these different problems are presenting, and we're going to figure out what happened, how it happened, and what we can do to hopefully save his life or save our friends or save ourselves. I will have a timestamp in here where we're going to watch the full video, and then we're going to go over the medical AAR, okay? So the timestamp, if you want to watch the video, please do. If you don't, let's just skip right to the AAR.
Hey, call 911! Hey, can you hear me, bro? Fuck. Kicker, can you hear me, bro? It's a fucking electric fence. Hey, the fence is electric. Watch out, guys. Fuck, man. Kicker, can you hear me, bro? Hey, don't move, don't move. Don't move, man. Don't move. We gotta get the bike out. Watch out, this fence is electric. Just climb under, just climb under. Shit. Just stay there, bro.
Hey, someone call the ambulance.
Hey, just.
Oh my God.
Hold on, just calm down, bro. Calm down.
All right.
Hold on, careful, because it's on his arm. It's on his arm.
Yeah, right now. Call him. Look at his arm.
Guys, calm down, calm down.
Yeah,
We gotta move the bike a little bit over. Hey, someone help me pull the bike this way.
Power Dam Road by Max Park Place.
Careful, that's on his arm, man. Does anyone have something to cut this?
I don't.
A knife or anything?
No.
All right, so
You tell us.
let's just pull this up a little bit, not too much.
Yep.
I want to pull the bike out from underneath this.
Yep.
All right, 1, 2, 3 on the bike. I know. Oh shit.
We need one now.
You've called the ambulance, right? You've called the ambulance, right?
Huh?
You called the ambulance, right? Okay.
We're on the Power Dam Road outside of Orinoco.
Kick. Wait. Bro, don't move, bro. Just wait. Just wait.
An ambulance like right now.
Hey, don't move, bro. Don't move.
We're
Just
on
wait.
Road 27.
Oh fuck.
Yep.
Is there a way we can pull it this way?
Yeah.
And that way.
Kicker, don't move. Don't move.
Just relax, man. Just
Don't
relax.
move. Yeah. Just lay here.
All right, he's not on anything hot, so that's okay.
I just don't want him moving a lot.
I know. I feel like if we can move his arm.
Anything, hold his head. Do not let his head move. Yeah, just,
Kicker. Wait, bro. Don't try to move. Don't try to move.
Don't move, bro. Don't move. Hey, Kicker, don't move. Just relax. Don't move. No, don't move. Don't move. Fuck, man.
All right.
Okay, stop.
Kicker, just relax, bro.
Kicker, look at me. Hey, settle down. Just relax, bro. Relax.
Here, get your pressure off your arm.
Relax. Relax, bro. Relax. We got you. You're good. Relax. No, don't do that. Just relax.
Oh shit.
Yep, just relax.
I got you, brother.
Just relax. Just relax.
Kicker, do you want to sit up on your butt?
Yes.
Hey, do you want to sit up on your butt?
I don't know where his other leg is.
It's underneath the tree.
It's underneath the tree.
Just sit here, bro. Just sit here.
Stop.
Okay.
Don't get up, bro.
Stop.
Don't get up. Don't get up. No, don't get up. Just relax.
Just relax. Do not let his head move.
No, relax.
651-274.
Relax.
I got you, man.
No, stop. Relax.
Kicker, don't try to take your helmet off, man. Just relax.
No, kicker, dude, relax. Dude, you just crashed. Relax. We got you, you're good.
Two that crashed. One guy, he'll probably need an ambulance. The other one's good. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is 7 motorcycles.
Nope, yep, there you
5
go.
on the road, 2 in the
Hey, careful of the fence.
Some water?
Guys, the fence is electric. Careful of that. I already got shocked with it.
Just stop, please.
I have Mountain Dew.
No motor vehicles involved at all.
Here, try to pull that fence up.
Just motorcycles.
Try to pull the fence up so you can slide underneath it.
He's taking his own helmet off.
Bro,
You're okay, right? Okay, yeah, just
You want the water? Let him relax, man.
I know, he
Just
needs
let
some
him breathe,
water.
Yeah.
Hold, kick.
Do not
how's
let him
kicker?
move this
Is it
arm, 'cause
30,
Will you hold this?
30, what is, I think
He's up older 30s.
30s, high 30s, low
get it. I'll get
40s.
Just take a second, breathe, bud.
Yeah, he's awake.
it's probably in his lungs or something that
Yeah,
he can't
he's
breathe.
breathing.
Just
Okay,
relax,
relax,
buddy.
Hey.
We got you, man. We're here for you.
Yeah, thanks.
Take some water in you.
Yeah,
water
yep.
in you.
Drink it all, dude.
Yep.
Just drink it all.
Drink all that. You're good, bro.
Yeah,
Just
it's good,
drink
man.
that.
He's definitely got a concussion.
No.
Are you warm? Are you hot?
Here, drink some more of this. Just sit for a minute.
Kicker, just.
Well, hold on. If he's
Come
gonna
on,
try to
buddy.
get up, you have to move.
No. He,
Well, that's what I'm saying. We can't move the tree.
Move without moving the bike.
Hey, I gotta go right now.
yeah.
Can we lean him forward enough to
Yeah,
lean
he
the
wasn't
bike up?
necessarily
If
throwing
he's, the
it,
tree is pinned him down like that.
So it kind of looked like he either went under or through. Like he's
All right.
So I'm pulling the tree towards me.
Yep. Get your arm up here.
Can you maybe pull him back? Yeah.
Here, watch that. Watch his left arm, because
I know, man.
it was weird.
That was the right arm.
he's walking around. He's doing fine.
Is your left leg okay?
When I pull you out, don't move.
What'd you say?
His hands moved. His whole
He's
arm.
stuck on something underneath still.
We got ambulances coming.
Okay, let's
Lay
lift this
down.
fire.
Yeah, just lay down. Don't move. Here, can I get your backpack?
Yeah, dude.
Just relax, bro. Hey, try to lay on your back.
Hey, put that. Yeah, don't.
There's probably a lot of pressure going on the inside, Kicker. Just lay on your back, man.
You can use it.
Yeah, put your legs straight.
Get your legs out.
Can you
No, you can't. Just chill out, man.
Kicker, where you hurt, man?
Grab the bike and take it that way.
You don't feel like you hurt anything?
Bro, you're definitely hurt.
Okay.
I don't think he would know.
Be careful.
Hey, careful of this fence, man. Ouch, fuck.
What happened? I was behind, man. I
Bro,
didn't even see it.
You did a wheelie over the fucking fence.
If you want, you could take this tree and lean it back that way. You just gotta get off this fence, because I moved it.
Well,
Go up like that.
I don't want to hit him.
Everything away from him. Just relax, Kicker. We got you, buddy. We're
Yeah, man. Hey, how does your body feel? How does your lungs feel? Do you feel like you can take a deep breath and feel okay? Does it hurt? Do you feel any pressure anywhere? Do you feel any pressure on your ribs, left or right side?
My right wheel.
Your right rib? Okay. How's your right arm feel?
I'm all right.
Right arm feels okay? How's your left arm feel? Can you lift?
Down.
Yeah, you went down pretty hard, man. How's your left arm feels? Okay? Can you move it? Can you wiggle your fingers for me? All right. How's your right arm?
I'm all right.
You all right?
No, he does not have his helmet on.
All right, man. Just keep relaxing.
Okay.
Just keep relaxing, brother.
Actually, it kind of looks like he might have a little cut on his knee.
May have just been from the strap.
Need water or anything?
How the hell I went down?
I don't know, man.
Don't let him
Just stay on the ground. Just relax, brother. Your legs feel okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right, brother. Just stay on your back, man. Just stay on your back.
Stay there, dude.
We know you're okay, but we just want to make sure the experts can prove it.
We should
All
be
right.
okay. He's kind of down in the ditch.
Do you want some more water?
A little bit of a hill.
So how did I go down?
I'm not sure, man. It may have been some gravel or something. Do you want some more water, though?
Yeah.
Okay, here's water, man. Water?
I need to sit up.
Here, let's help your shoulder. I got your left shoulder.
How far out is it, you know?
Grab me.
You okay?
Yeah. I don't know what the hell happened.
How much water is in there, man? Like
Left.
there's none?
Like right here?
Okay. Kicker, take a little sip and we can dump the rest on your body. Just make sure you cool off.
4 to 5 miles out.
Then I went down?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, we're watching him. All right.
Okay, you want
Thank
some on
you.
your head?
I appreciate it.
Get the back of his neck some. There you go. Just keep his body cool.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank
I
you.
didn't know I went down. You know that?
Well,
right,
you
thank
did.
Bye.
So I don't want to spend a ton of time trying to front load you all the information you need basically to become a bystander assistant or rescue another rider. The thing is, you can take medical training. There's a link in the description. It's for an online course. You get $5 off with code DDFM. I'm an accident scene management instructor. I don't get anything from this. This is just straight up, you guys get a discount, so I'm super happy about that. And the main thing is, if you want to get all the full context, I do a couple of these AARs a month, and I did one on Max Wrist and Two Will Jesus. I did one on one of Max Wrist's friends. I did one on Walt Terrific. I did one on a bunch of people already. Check it out. It's on this channel. It's easy to find, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about here, okay? So let's just go ahead and go over just a little bit real quick and kind of front load you on some of the things. So right here, we got this guy going back and forth, this guy right here. And we're going to go ahead and speed around. Now, I think this is, it says miles per hour, 50 miles per hour. Now, we're going 87. We talk about that all the time, about high speed, how that affects you when you go into more of like a curve or in town. You get higher chance of crashing, a lot longer in stopping distance, not a lot of reaction time, a bunch of other problems when it comes to speeding. On top of that, we're passing friends and we're doing all these different things. And it's a no bueno incident. So let's go ahead and move forward and skip a lot of these things, the catching up to it. We already saw what happened. There we go. Yeah. All right, so this right here is the moment we kind of see something, okay? We see some dirt flying here. Now, this guy was going about 80-ish miles an hour, I believe, a little over 100 miles an hour during this turn. He was passing all his friends, and now we're at this situation where now us as the rider, and we're going to put ourselves in his position because that's who we are, right? We see that there's a big dust cloud over here. Now that right there is going to let you know something obviously hit the dirt. This is a no bueno situation basically, because we understand that our friends are the ones that are riding, and probably this is going to be the situation. This is the moment your assessment, this is the moment you're seeing safety, this is the moment that your training kicks in, okay? You could either panic and crash too, or you can panic and not know what to do. Remember brown stage? But this is the moment where we switched into orange stage. We're like, wow, what was that? What was the stuff? What's all this right here? That right there is the moment we go into orange stage. But we have to have this understanding, especially as medical personnel, that, hey, this is going to be a bad situation. We have to actually jump into red stage and start utilizing some of the skills that we have, just like using the skills of swerving, braking. We got to use the skill of getting our assessment going, getting scene safety, getting calling 911, all these different things. But that right there is exactly a no bueno situation. All right, there it is. You see something right here, right? You see that and you see that. That's not good. Our friend is possibly in the ground, and you can tell that there's definitely somebody there and a bike.
Hey, call 911!
Great. That's great. Call 911 right away. That gets that chain of survival going. The moment somebody calls 911, you start talking to dispatchers. Dispatchers start sending out resources. Resources start to travel here because remember, it takes time for resources to get here. So that's all very important. But now here's the thing. Who's calling 911? You just yelled it out. Maybe the guy that you yelled at's like, oh, he's going to call 911. And then that guy's like, well, he's going to call 911. And the guy at the end's like, well, I don't have a phone, but he never says anything. So in this situation, it's good for you just to grab your phone, call 911, hand that to somebody else so you can use your medical training for something. That's what I would have done. But hopefully somebody did, and it looks like they did when the EMS showed up.
Hey, can you hear me, bro?
So that right there, and I know we're going to keep pausing it, but that's the thing is we're walking up to the scene. You can gather a ton of information. This is probably where you're going to get most of your information, especially right off the bat, is when you're walking to somebody. Now, is this guy standing up? No. Is he laying down? Yes. Is he answering your questions? No. So that already tells you, well, he's not walking wounded. Okay, green, you do triage, green, yellow, red, and then black is death. But green is basically walking wounded. It means that it's not a very severe thing. So if he was standing and walking around, it's like, okay, well, his musculoskeletal system's still intact. He's not guarding. He's not bleeding out yet that you know of. But at least his bones are still there because in order to be able to stand, your bones have to be intact, especially your legs. So that's really good information to have. But the simple fact that he's on the ground not moving, okay, well, this could be anything. You know, it could be dead, for one. He could be unconscious. He could just be unresponsive. He could be trapped. He could be not be able to breathe, so he can't even get words out, but he's still conscious. We don't know that yet, so we got to get in there. As soon as he doesn't answer, as soon as he's not moving, we got to get in there and find out why, and why. And if it's a breathing problem, fix it. If it's a bleeding problem, hopefully you can fix it. If it's a brain issue, hopefully you can mitigate some of this stuff and prevent further issues that are going to happen.
Fuck. Kicker, can you hear me, bro?
So this right here, this is like legit a not good spot. Now this is where the brown stage starts kicking in, is where he's like, well, can you hear me? And he's like, okay, now what do I do next? What do I do next? You're thinking it, but you're not doing anything. Okay, in this situation, when I see this, it's like I got to get his airway open. I don't know what his arm is like. You know, I don't know if it's broken. I don't know if he's bleeding and everything, but I know that if his face is into the dirt or into the ground, there's a possibility of not having a good airway. And that's also the case when it comes to breathing. So circulation is very important. Life-threatening bleeds is probably the most important thing on this. But more than likely, if something like this happened into the grass, maybe not having a life-threatening bleed unless it was a femur breaking and going into the femoral artery. The main thing here, though, would be the brain and then also the breathing until I can find out if there is a bleeding situation. So he's not answering, so it's maybe a brain thing, maybe it's a breathing thing, but I don't think it's a loss of blood thing yet because I don't think he insanguinated.
It's a fucking electric fence. Hey, the fence is electric. Watch out, guys.
Electric fences don't hurt too much. They hurt, but it's not going to kill you. It's meant to just keep livestock in and out. You could easily snap those if you want. Just say the bike did it, right?
Kicker, can you hear me, bro? Hey, don't move, don't move. Don't move, man. Don't move.
Can kind of hear the grunting if you watch the original, which you can scroll back and watch it too. The grunting, that it's not going to really be indicative of him being aware of things. He's just now starting to be able to respond. That's what the grunting comes in to your voice. So there's AVPU, alert, verbal, painful, unresponsive. He was unresponsive this whole time until he starts to grunt. So when he called out his name, he's not alert because he's not saying anything, but he's alert to verbal. So if you said something, hey buddy, hey, what's up? And you're like, that's alert to verbal. It doesn't mean he's completely alert. This is a good sign. This is where you start to do the trending. So he was completely unresponsive. Now he's jumped from unresponsive past painful responses where when you pinch somebody, then they finally respond. But now he's verbal and responsive. So that is actually trending towards something good. So now we really want to see if he's going to trend from verbal to fully alert and fully responsive. That is the next step. But the thing is, when he was unresponsive and now he's verbal, okay, that tells me he has a brain injury. Because he literally was out. He was completely unresponsive and out. So there's that trending towards something positive, but it also tells me where he's been. And that's something that you start to go through with medical training. Trust me, you're not going to get to this point unless you're like an EMT paramedic for many years doing some of these things. But the thing is, you are going to get that information from me, and you're going to know how to handle this situation. And that's the only way you're going to do that is through the class.
Gotta get the bike out. Watch out, this fence is electric. Just climb under, just climb under.
do what you need to do. Okay, so now he's over here. He's like, what do I do now? It's like, that's the thing is you just take one step. Keep taking a step. Go under the fence. Boom, got that step. Now we're moving on to the next one. But if you stayed on the other side of the fence, you're constantly thinking of what you can do and you're just standing there. It's called paralysis by analysis. And it happens a lot with new people, especially when it comes to new riders for learning how to ride. You're just constantly thinking about it. This is where getting into it and just practicing can really help sometimes. But I know a lot of you guys want to have this analysis and you want to know what to do in every single detailed step. That's why you're here, and that's what I like to do anyways. So in this situation, having a little bit of analysis paralysis, that's perfectly fine, but understand you just got to take that step. And this next step right here, what I would do is to once again focus on what is very important, which is going to be his circulation, airway, breathing. CAB, it used to be called ABCs. In trauma, it's typically CAB because you can bleed out way quicker than the loss of oxygen. It takes about 8 minutes for you to have starting to have permanent brain damage, but it can take you less than a minute to basically bleed out with a femoral artery bleed. So that's why that is up front. So right here, what I'm really focusing on is getting him onto his back because that is more of the anatomical position. So get him on his back, he's supine at that point, and then checking his airway, breathing, circulation, and doing my full assessment.
Shit. Just stay there, bro.
Hey, someone call the ambulance.
Hey, just
Oh my God.
hold on. Just calm down, bro. Calm down.
So the oh my God, that's that initial reaction. You're allowed to have that. You're going to have that. I have it all the time. We'd get a call for a child not breathing. Boom, we'd have an oh my God when we were in the station before we even left the station. So you're going to have that feeling, but just remember once you have that feeling that your training needs to kick in. You can't stay in that state of, man, what do we do? Because that's going to keep you staying there. You have to say, what do we do? Okay, well, I'm going to do what I learned in training. I'm going to do what I know. And that's the main thing is do what you know. If you don't know a lot, at least be on the phone. You can direct traffic. You can call for resources. You can go find friends. You can call somebody else. You can do a lot of things. You don't have to do only the medical stuff. Right here, he's like, calm down, calm down. That's very good, taking control of the scene. But I remember a little bit later, he's not calm, but the main thing is control the scene, control the people around you. If you have the most training, direct people, give them a purpose, give them something to do, and then they'll feel like they're contributing, and they won't feel like, oh my God, oh my God. They'll feel like, okay, I'm doing something. That's what you want.
No. All right. Hold on, careful, because it's on his arm. It's on his arm.
Yeah, right now. Call him. Look at his arm.
Guys, calm down.
Yeah,
So you hear him grunting and groaning in the background. Remember, that gives you information too. We talked about the brain injury to now he's verbal. The thing is, it also lets you know there's an airway that's at least open. It's getting out some air and it's also receiving some air. So it's at least kind of open. It might not be open all the way, and it might be only under the power of what the brainstem can do, especially if you're knocked out. But this right here, he's pretty much unresponsive still. Okay, he's just grunting at this point, and you're going to hear a lot of this type of stuff from this channel of the grunting and groaning after a motorcycle crash, because that is kind of the state that you're in after being unconscious or knocked out, basically a traumatic brain injury. And that is going to be more of a postictal state. Now, a postictal state is mainly used for after a seizure patient coming out of a brain attack, basically. With a seizure, your brain's firing like crazy, and then you come out of it unaware, but you're confused. So this right here is a lot like that, where he's going to come out confused. He's going to ask a bunch of questions. He's going to repeat a bunch of questions, whether it's every 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. That's where you start trending it. And this is going to be one of those bigger things where it's like, it's a brain issue. You can have your airway open. You could be maybe breathing, and you can have no issues with blood flow. But if your brain's not working, it's not going to be very helpful to your body and your systems. That's why I always say wear a helmet, because hopefully this will prevent you from having a permanent problem.
We got to move the bike a little bit over. Hey, someone help me pull the bike this way.
Power Dam Road by Max Parkway.
Careful, that's on his arm, man.
I'll try to not talk as much right here, but the main thing, like I said, is to get him on his back and to support his skeletal system, which is going to be his cervical spine, his brain injury, maybe anything where his breathing is an issue. My main concern is the spine and head and brain. That is my main concern. So once that's in your mind too, and that's your main concern, you're going to be very careful with how you move him. You're going to keep his head in line. You're going to learn all this stuff in the class, but you're going to keep his head and neck in line with the rest of his body. His arms can flail around. They can be breaking or broken or whatever it is. I'm okay with that. The main thing is making sure he can breathe. He has good airway. He has good circulation. And then on top of that, he doesn't have any spinal issues, because those are going to be a lot of those long-lasting things. All right, I'll let this play for a little bit.
Does anyone have something to cut this?
I don't.
A knife or anything?
No.
All right. So let's just pull this up a little bit, not too much. I want to pull the bike out from underneath this. All right. 1, 2, 3 on the bike.
I know I said I wouldn't say it, but in my med kit, I do have trauma shears, and that will cut through, quarters, pennies, easily this wire, and a bunch of other stuff. So this is where you can really kick in and be like, hey, I got my trauma kit. I'm going to start cutting these things, get them untangled, because that's the biggest thing.
Oh, shit.
At least right now.
We need one now.
You've called the ambulance, right? You've called the ambulance, right?
What?
You called the ambulance, right? Okay.
We're on the Power Dam Road outside of Orinoco.
Wait, bro, don't move, bro. Just wait. Just wait.
Ambulance like right now.
Hey, don't move, bro. Don't move. Just wait.
Road 27.
Oh, fuck.
So the guys are saying to dispatchers, we need ambulance. So that's going to let the dispatcher, they let them do their own thing. The dispatchers know how to talk to you. So if you just say it out loud, that's fine. Go ahead and do it. Do whatever you need to do as long as you're on the phone with them. Dispatchers are fully trained. They'll know who to call and what to do. But giving them the information of where you're located, very good. When you say, I need an ambulance, that tells the dispatcher somebody's hurt. It's like, hey, I need cops. And it's like, well, there's a cop incident. Hey, I need a firefighter. There's probably something on fire. So it's perfectly fine to say that kind of stuff. But let them know where you're at, specifically where you're at, because they can't send anybody anywhere when they don't know where you're at.
Yep. So is there a way we can pull it this way? Yeah. And that way.
Kicker, don't move. Don't move.
Just relax, man. Just relax.
All right, so now he's starting to move. So this is that postictal state I was talking about. He's starting to regain some type of consciousness. His awareness part of the brain is starting to wake up, and his part of the brain that was trying to keep him alive is still doing its job, but now it can kind of switch around, okay? So it's really hard to explain. It's parasympathetic versus sympathetic nervous system and all that stuff. But the thing is right here, he's going to start to wake up. He's going to be very groggy, very confused, very everything. And a lot of times they're combative. So think of a very, very, very drunk person almost out of it, and you're telling them not to do something. And that's where you're going to start having a problem with a drunk person, but then also with somebody that has a brain injury. Now, somebody with a brain injury, they obviously didn't choose that. So being as compassionate and empathetic is very important. Coming from a position of, hey, man, how you doing? Hey, okay, you're hurt? Okay, are you hurt anywhere? What's going on? Hey, man, you were just in a crash. Like, this is where you start having the conversation to really alleviate some of the stuff, understanding that you're going to have to say it again and say it again and say it again and say it again, because their brain's going to reset every so often because of the brain injury.
Yeah. Just lay here.
All right, he's not on anything hot, so that's okay.
I just don't want him moving a lot.
I know. I feel like if we can move his arm.
Anything, hold his head. Do not let his head move.
Kicker.
So I'm going to let this play.
Don't move, bro. Don't move. Hey, kicker, don't move. Just relax. Don't move.
No, don't move.
So I'm going to let this play just a little bit, and I just want you guys to know that it's going to be very difficult to move somebody like this. Now, this is why you need multiple people within your crew that are medically trained, because this is the type of stuff that you need to do, and you're going to need multiple people to help you with that. A lot of people are like, I can handle, I could do a bunch of stuff. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, moving an adult patient that is not trying to help you is going to be extremely difficult.
Kicker, do you want to sit up on your butt?
Yeah.
Hey, do you want
So that whole time, the guy in the blue on the right was telling the guy that crashed, hey, relax, you're going to crash, and getting a little agitated. The agitation is only coming out because of the stress of the guy in the blue. There's a lot of stress that's involved, and that's typically one of the things that happens. So when you're able to pretty much detach yourself from the situation and say, this is not my emergency, this is their emergency, I'm here to help out their emergency, you're going to almost be detached from the situation. You're able to observe what's happening and then almost come from a position of almost coldness. And a lot of times that's what's needed when it comes to a medical incident or an emergency incident. Being cold, detaching yourself from the situation, observing from almost back here, and doing what you need to do with your skills. The guy in the blue doesn't have the training possibly, or he does have the training very new at this, and that's where the agitation starts coming in. So if you're ever in a situation where you're helping somebody like this and you start to see yourself, hey man, just do what I say, you need to understand that this person doesn't understand what you say. It's as simple as that. So you can't get mad. You're not allowed to get mad. This person is basically in their own emergency. They don't understand. It's the worst day of their life. They're panicked beyond everything, and they're not going to listen very well. And this is where coming from a compassionate, empathetic, bedside manner type thing, where it's going to really help them out, kind of calm down, reassure them. That's basically what you're supposed to be doing. It's just reassure. They understand they're in a bad situation, but reassure to them that we're going to help you take care of it. Reassure to them that they just need to be there. We will do everything. That's one of the biggest things that you can do. One of the best things you can do is just say, hey, we're going to take care of you. Don't worry about a thing. We're taking care of you. No, we got it. We're going to take care of you. That's what you need to let them know, but also give them some information too. Say, hey, you're in a motorcycle crash. This is something very severe, but we're going to take care of you. Okay, everything's fine. You look like you're doing well. Everything's fine. We're going to take you to the hospital or do what we need to do to make sure that everything is good. Just relax a little bit, okay? Hey, man, just relax. You just go through that process over and over and over and over again. So this is a great situation to where you have the most medical training, but is there somebody within your crew, especially right here in the group, that is just like the best at talking? You want that person to be able to talk to the patient while you handle everything. I was typically the one that talked to the patient while I had a captain or paramedic handle everything. So I know that situation very well. I know that position well. So this is actually very fun to play both parts.
What?
I don't know where his other leg is.
It's underneath the tree.
It's underneath the tree.
Just sit here, bro. Just sit.
So my biggest concern here is the head and neck and brain. You know, it's moving around, it's not being supported. So my biggest concern is possibly a broken bone that can be exacerbated by movement, which could cut off circulation, or it can break part of the spinal cord or nervous system. So that's my biggest concern there. So lay him back, move the bike, lay him back, cut that wire, and just talk to him.
Sit here.
Stop.
Okay.
Don't get up, bro.
Stop.
Don't get up. Don't get up. No, don't get up. Just relax.
Relax. Do not let his head move.
No, relax.
651-274.
Relax.
I got you, man.
No, stop. Relax.
Kicker, don't try to take your helmet off, man. Just relax.
No, kicker, dude, relax. Dude, you just crashed. Relax. We got you, you're good.
See, there's the agitation coming out from the guy in blue, but you also start seeing the combativeness of the guy in red, the guy that crashed. He's already trying to get away from the situation. That's the brainstem literally saying, let me fight. I'm still in this. Let me fight. And it's scary. It sucks. And it's just the brain. It's what it's doing. So your job in that situation is to really reassure, but then also kind of create like a corral, like an area to where he can move and do stuff without having to hold him down, because he still possibly has injuries. So you want to kind of just get back a little bit and be like, hey man, calm down, relax, have one person handle the situation. More people in can cause more problems. You start to notice that there's more people showing up. You know, you got the red truck and then you got the van right there. They can definitely help when it comes to watching out for traffic for you. You definitely don't want somebody crashing into you going off the road, because trust me, it happens. Another thing is they're able to flag down police and fire when they show up.
One guy, he'll probably need an ambulance. The other one's good. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is 7 motorcycles.
Nope, yep, there you
5
go.
on the road, 2 in
Hey, careful of the fence.
Some water?
Guys, the fence is electric. Careful of that. I already got shocked with it.
Just stop, please.
I have phone you.
No, don't want to be vehicle involved at all.
Here, try to pull that fence up.
This
Try to pull the fence up so you can slide underneath it. Oh, shit.
He's taking his own helmet off.
Bro,
You're okay, right?
Yeah, you want some water? Let him relax. I know, he needs some water. Yeah.
Hold, kick.
Do not
hold
let him
kicker.
move this arm. 'Cause
30,
Will you hold this?
30, what is, I think
He's up older 30s.
30s, high 30s, low 40s.
Just take a second, breathe, bud.
Yeah, he's awake.
it's probably in his lungs or something that
Yeah,
you can't
he's
breathe.
breathing.
Just relax.
The can't breathe could be mechanical, which is going to be your body itself. It could be psychological, to where I'm in a panic state. And if you've ever been in a panic state, anxiety, it feels like you can't breathe. your body's naturally going to jump into that fight or flight. Your heart rate's going to go up. Your breathing rate's going to go up. You're going to have shorter breaths. So you're actually not getting what your body needs. So you can't feel like you're breathing. So this is why a lot of people want to have their helmets off after a crash. In this situation, I would say I would just keep talking to him, and I would loosen up the strap and say, hey, breathe with me, breathe with me, breathe with me. Somebody with anxiety and depression like myself, it's pretty easy to talk to patients like that because I know where it's been, and I have this understanding of it's very difficult and you're going to fail a lot. So I fully expect that from a patient. The thing is, I still want them to go down that path of trying because that's actually going to increase or it's going to make them feel better. I was going to talk about the blood exchange. But anyways, it's going to make them feel better. It's going to make them feel like they can breathe, and all of a sudden they have full control over something, and that gives them basically a good idea of what's going on. When it gives them this control and this purpose of an emergency incident where they have zero control, that's a win, and that's something you should probably try to push towards.
Hey. I got you, man. We're here for you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, take some water in you.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just drink it all, dude.
Yep.
Just drink it all.
Drink all that.
You don't want to have water, especially with a trauma incident. If he has to go into any kind of surgery, having any type of fluids and food, it can be a complication of regurgitation, and then now you have aspiration of the food and fluids. So they actually don't like it when you give water. So don't give a ton. But I don't expect him to have to go to surgery. That's just like a blanket thing from me. Is like I don't want to give anybody anything until we rule out that he's gonna have to go to the hospital or anything like that. Maybe just a quick swish in the mouth and then spit it out so you get that cotton mouth out. That's basically where I'm at with that.
You're good, bro.
Yeah, it's good, man.
No.
Are you warm? Are you hot?
Here, drink some more of this. Just sit for a minute.
Kicker, just.
Whoa, hold on. If he's
That right there, that's his body, his brain just saying, I got to move. He's still not all the way there. So the fact that he said, I can't breathe, I want water, that he's going in and out of lucidness. He's coming in and out of consciousness and being alert. So just be aware of that. Just because he says something or your friend, okay? So let's just say this is your friend. Just in case your friend says like, hey, what happened? I'm fine. He's probably not going to be fine in about a couple seconds when he completely zones out and his brain shuts off for a little bit. So in that situation, you just kind of wait until you have this trending of he's been pretty much lucid for the last 20, 30 minutes. I think he's going to stay lucid. And even then, you're probably going to get like, hey, what happened every hour? So it's just going to hopefully get to where he's asking what happened and not being lucid every, 5 minutes to every 10 minutes, every 20 minutes, every 30 minutes, every hour. And then maybe hopefully every 4 hours, and then he's fine after that. But that's typically what's going to happen. So be aware of that. So you're not saying, yeah, go ahead and get back on the bike and ride. More than likely, it's like, hey, we're done. We're done for the day. We're done for probably tomorrow. I'm going to check up on you. I'm going to stay with you.
come on, brother, get up. You have to move.
No. He,
Well, that's what I'm saying. We can't move the tree.
Move without moving the bike.
Hey, I gotta go. I gotta go right now.
That's him spitting. It wasn't vomit. But he's not feeling good. He's not feeling good at all.
Him forward enough to bring the bike up. The tree is pinned him down like that.
So it kind of looked like he either went under or through.
And here's the thing. If you understand who your friend is and what he's capable of doing, let's say this guy was like, I don't know, he's a CrossFitter or he runs marathons and stuff, and it's very weird for him not being able to stand up on his own power. You have to realize that it's not going to be his strength that's a problem. It's his coordination that's a problem. Like I said, brain injuries are a lot like drunk people, really drunk people. So it's not that your body can't do it. It's just that your nervous system, your muscles aren't firing and they're not working very well. It's uncoordinated. You're dizzy. It's a brain problem. So if you see your friend and you're in that situation, you can't stand up, there's a problem. There's a big problem. And we can't let him stand up because if he falls down, hits his head, boom, he's got a second problem. So this is where you should just really understand this is a severe incident, and it's not a matter of let's move the tree, let's move the fence, let's slide him under, let's just go on with our day. It's like, dude, we need to go to the hospital. This is very serious. Let's maybe prep him for when EMS shows up. Let's check for any bleeds. His breathing seems to be fine, but it's obviously a brain injury.
So I'm pulling the tree towards me.
Yeah. Get your arm up here.
Can you maybe pull him back? Yeah.
Here, watch that. Watch his left arm, because it was weird.
That was the right arm.
Yeah, he's walking around. He's
Is your left leg okay?
When I pull you out, don't move.
What'd you say?
His hands move.
He's stuck on something underneath still.
We got ambulances coming.
Okay, let's
Lay
lift the
down.
fire.
Yeah, just lay down. Don't move.
You see how he gets into a position to where he's comfortable. He immediately put his hand underneath and he's like, I'm going to go to sleep. We're having to drag him out through all that, like all this work, and we haven't really done an assessment. We haven't checked. We haven't looked. We didn't go down each limb. We didn't ask questions. We didn't do any of these things. And that's because these people aren't trained, and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. The thing is, the hearts and their minds are in the right place, and that's what we want. We want that. The thing is, I want trained people to do these things. And if you're out riding with a group of friends, don't you want to be that trained person that knows how to do it? Guys, this is a class, the accident scene management, the online class. You could do it in one day. You can do it in 2 days if you want. You can do it in a week if you want. The main thing is you're going to get a ton of information, and it's up to you how motivated you are when it comes to gathering that information and then putting it into practice for some of these things. If you ride with a group, please get this training. If you don't ride with a group, get the training anyways, because you can use this trauma-related training for your friends, family, the kids jumping off the trampoline, landing on the ground, breaking their arm. You can help in this situation. You can also help if you ever run up on somebody that's in a car and they get into a car crash, which happens all the time, and we see it all the time. You can actually help them out. So how cool is that for a motorcycle rider to show up to a car accident, help out the people in the car, and now those people in the car look at motorcycle riders in a very positive way? There's a lot of benefit when it comes to helping out other human beings.
Here, can I get your backpack?
Yeah, dude.
Just relax, bro. Hey, try to lay on your back.
Hey, put that. Yeah, don't.
There's probably a lot of pressure going on the inside, kicker. Just lay on your back, man. Yeah, put your legs straight.
Get your legs out. All right, can you move? No, you can't. Just chill out, man.
Oh, Kicker, where you hurt, man?
Grab the bike and take it that way.
You don't feel like you hurt anything?
So more than likely, this guy is asking, where are you hurting? Are you hurting anywhere? It's probably because dispatch asked, is the patient hurting anywhere? That's going to give the dispatcher some more information, which they will pass on to the firefighter showing up on scene, which the captain or the battalion chief, whoever's in charge, might say, we need additional resources. We need to call a level 1 trauma hospital. We need to call the stroke hospital or brain hospital, all these different things based off the information you're going to get. And they can always cancel later, but it's always good to get at least the doctors going towards the hospital because a lot of them are on call.
Bro, you're definitely hurt.
Be careful.
Hey, careful of this fence, man.
And real quick, another thing is you're asking a patient that is not completely aware. With the medical training that you would get from the class is that you can tell the dispatcher, hey, it looks like an obvious traumatic brain injury. He's in and out of consciousness. He did not answer my questions. And finally, he started answering my questions, but it was only verbal. He's just now starting to become awake, but he's also repeating questions. He's also wanting to go to sleep every 2 to 3 minutes. And I don't see anything wrong with his breathing and airway, but I don't know anything about any type of circulatory issues. He's got a full tracksuit on. I haven't cut anything off. I haven't done a full assessment. But the one thing I do know is that he's going in and out of consciousness and in and out of alertness every 2 to 3, 5 minutes. This is what you'll learn.
Ouch, fuck.
What happened? I was behind, man. I
Bro,
didn't even see it. I didn't see
You did a wheelie over the fucking fence.
If you want, you can take this tree and lean it back that way. You just gotta get off this fence because I moved it.
Well,
Still up like that.
I don't want to hit him.
Everything away from him. Just relax. Okay, we got you, buddy.
Yeah, man. Hey, how does your body feel? How does your lungs feel? Do you feel like you can take a deep breath and feel okay? Does it hurt? Do you feel any pressure anywhere?
I can.
Do you feel any pressure on your ribs, left or right side?
My right wheel.
Your right rib? Okay.
That's a great question. That's it's part of the assessment that might have or should have been done at the very beginning because you start moving him around. And if he says my right side hurts when I inhale, possible rib issue, but we're all pushing him around, moving him around, dragging him around. With that understanding before we move him, it allows us to move him a little bit safer because you don't want to push even more on that rib, and now you possibly puncture a lung. So that's why you need to do an assessment before you move a patient, just in case you do any extra damage that could cause him to have life-altering, life-ending, or just straight-up pain. You don't want to give patients any pain because they're already in a ton of it.
Okay. How's your right arm feel? Right arm feels okay? How's your left arm feel? Can you lift? Yeah, you went down pretty hard, man. How's your left arm feels okay?
So that right there is not knowing what happened prior to the incident or during the incident. He's just now asking the question, I went down? And he's like, yeah, you went down. So that right there, he's starting to come out of it. Now, this is the first time he asks that question. So at that point, I'd look at my watch real quick. Okay. And he's going to ask it again probably in 5, 10, 20 minutes and be like, oh, there it is. And it's like every 20 minutes he's asking these questions. It's better than every 3 to 5 that he was doing earlier. So there's that trending that you want to do.
Can you move it? Can you wiggle your fingers for me?
All right, real quick, look at this. Look at it. This is probably a new tracksuit or a tracksuit that's never been crashed, but look at where he has the abrasion right here on his arm. That would have been flesh missing from his body. He slid all the way across down the left side, it looks like. So just remember, having full gear is going to be very helpful in preventing these other injuries. So right now, we just have that brain probably just sloshing around, coup contra coup, hitting the front and back, side to side, sloshing around, having a brain injury. So that right there, we can't really prevent without having better technology in helmets, which I'm really excited for. There's stuff coming out. The thing is, though, we prevented possibly having to deal with a broken arm. We also prevented with capillary venous, maybe even arterial bleeding coming from that arm. Maybe we prevented him having loss of functionality with those legs or that arm. So this is where gear really comes into play. We only have one problem, which is going to be his brain, when we could have had 10 different problems if we didn't have gear on. And that right there complicates everything. Just like in a crash, you're going to have one factor that could have led to the crash, or you can have 10. What are we supposed to do? Remove as many factors as possible so we don't have close calls or crashes by removing the speed, removing the ego, removing panic brake into the front, all these different things. So if we can remove as many different things that could happen in a crash, after the crash, and we're able to remove complications by wearing gear, that's going to help mitigate and possibly prevent a lot of long-term problems that we're going to be having after something like this. I'd rather have just one problem than 10 plus after a crash like this.
All right, how's your right arm?
I'm all right.
You all right?
No, he does not have his helmet on.
All right, man, just keep relaxing.
Okay.
Just keep relaxing, brother.
Actually,
He'd probably be dead without gear, just based off of mechanism. And then the way he's interacting right now, when he had full gear, he'd probably be dead, or he would have penetrating trauma to the skull, and then he would probably just have massive, massive, massive deficits for the rest of his life.
it kind of looks like you might have a little cut on it.
May have just been from the strap.
Need water or anything?
Just look at the bike. The bike is completely totaled. That exact force happened to your body too. Damn.
How the hell I went down?
I don't know, man.
Don't let him.
I think that he asked it again, what happened, or he's like, hey, did I go down? That wasn't even 2 minutes of the actual footage. So that right there is going to tell you that he's at a 2-minute mark of having to repeat questions.
How I went down?
I think he said it right there. Let's go back a little bit more.
How the hell I went down?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Don't let him.
Good for them to have full gear. Look at that bike.
Just stay on the ground. Just relax, brother. Your legs feel okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right, brother. Just stay on your back, man. Just stay on your back.
Stay there, dude.
We know you're okay, but we just want to make sure the experts can prove it.
We should
All
be
right.
okay. He's kind of down in the ditch.
Do you want some more water?
A little bit of a hill.
So how did I go down?
See that right there? We're starting to kind of ask questions. And this one's a little bit different than the other one of like, hey, did I go down? The how I went down, you could just make it real quick. Hey, just into a curve, shit happens.
I'm not sure, man. It may have been some gravel or something. Do you want some more water, though?
Yeah.
Okay, here's water, man.
He did good there. Just don't give water, guys.
Here, let's help your shoulder.
That
I got your left shoulder.
See now you have to lift the patient to give water. See, this is where it's like, is it worth it? Could you have a spinal issue just to give him water? It's not worth it.
You know?
Grab me.
You okay?
Yeah. I don't know what the hell happened.
How much water is in there, man? Like
Left.
there's none?
Like right here?
Okay. Kicker, take a little sip and we can dump the rest on your body. Just make sure you cool off.
4 to 5 miles out. Then I went down?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's when you check. He already knows he went down. He was asking questions, how, why, and then all of a sudden, hey, I went down. That right there tells you what's happening. And I think I think it might have been 2-3 minutes since he asked that. So there's your trending time. So is he going to ask that question every 2 minutes now? Every 1 minute? That means he's trending down. If he starts asking every 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 minutes, he's trending towards positivity on that one. So it's good.
All right.
Okay, you want
Thank
some on
you.
your head?
I appreciate it.
Get the back of his neck some. There you go. Just keep his body cool.
Okay. Sounds good.
So body cool, doing all those things, very important. If you find somebody on the road and it's a hot day, more than likely you're going to get 2nd to 3rd degree burns from the pavement. So putting stuff underneath them is very important. There's a bunch of environmental factors that we're not going to go into that could actually make it worse. But overall, I think this was really good. There's not much they could have done with the training that they had. And even with the training that you have, there's not much you can do here other than kind of wait. The main thing is to make sure that there's an airway available. So make sure the windpipe is open. Secondly, make sure that they're breathing. Thirdly, make sure that they're not bleeding out anywhere. Okay. So as soon as you walk up to the patient, they're talking, boom, you got airway breathing, you know it. Now let's move on to circulation. A lot of people like to go straight to circulation, like for trauma. But you can gather all the other information quickly to where you could still do ABCs. The other thing is really watch out for the brain injury. Start cataloging it. Start trending towards whatever it is you can do. Call 911, obviously. But in this situation, you can actually cut the fence with the trauma shears. If you needed to, you can cut the helmet off, you can cut the gear off, you can cut all these different things off to where you can actually do a full assessment. But you do need to start that assessment. You do need to ask questions. Even if they're not talking and they don't answer those questions, that's still information you gathered. If they can't answer your questions, there you go. You have a baseline set of vitals to where they can't answer your questions. Another thing you could do is go down each limb. You can check the ribs. You can check for any type of deformities, contusions, abrasions, punctures, tenderness, lacerations, and swelling, decap, BTLS. You could do all that stuff while they're still unconscious. It's called implied consent. They would imply that they would give consent to you if they were ever hurt. It's a natural human thing to do. You have Good Samaritan laws that can help you out if you're in the United States. But there's just a bunch of stuff that you can do, and you don't know what you can't do or what you can do without the training, just like on a motorcycle. So go out there and get that training. Go out there and maybe grab a buddy and do the training. Use my code, get a discount. I don't get any money from that. I just got you guys a discount. The main thing is that the more people out there with this training, the better the society will be, especially the motorcycle community. Imagine 10 people riding around with medical training. One person gets hurt. You got 9 buddies that are going to help you out or help that person out. That's where I want this world to get to. That's what I want smart riders to get to. That's what I want the DDFM crew to get to. That's what I want from all of you guys, okay? With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll be seeing you around.